know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, 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 now, trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick the switch, kill the lights. Oh, wait.
Hey, it's Catherine again, and I'm back with another semester at sea video. And in this video, I wanted to talk about regrets that I had on semester at sea or things that I would have done differently. So I just made a list of some things and I thought I'd share them with you all. So basically, my first tip is I'm an overthinker, I'm a worrier, and just don't worry about it. I remember thinking, you know, am I gonna get homesick? Am I gonna make friends? Am I gonna get hurt? Am I gonna anything? And just obviously be cautious and, you know, don't be stupid in country and take precautions, but just don't worry about things. You'll be fine. Pretty much like everyone I talked to loved their experience, did not regret going on semester at sea, and obviously, you know, it's easier said than done, and obviously I think you're bound to get nervous, but I think I was just so incredibly nervous and almost didn't go on semester at sea because I let my nerves get to the best of me. So just don't let it get to that level. Have it be a healthy amount of nerves. So just know that it's an amazing experience, a time of life, and I would go again in a heartbeat. So yeah, just try not to worry. That's definitely something I wish that I did less of. Another thing which ties into the whole worrying thing, and I've mentioned several times, is friends. You're gonna make friends and just be confident about it. Don't be afraid to sit down at a table of people you don't know, or say hi to someone, say hi to your classmate, roommates, friends that they hang out with, whatever. There's so many ways to make friends, and everyone, literally, this was a joke we say all the time on voyage, literally everyone is in the same boat. Although it's a ship, not a boat. Whenever you said boat, everyone got mad and said ship, but it's the same. No one says everyone's in the same ship. The phrase is everyone's in the same boat, not ship. But anyway, you're gonna make friends and you're gonna learn, I don't know, who you click with, who you vibe with, and it's not a big deal. Just be easy on yourself and don't worry about it too much. Really ties into the first point. As you can tell what my worries were, those were the worries I had. I think another thing is I wish I brought snacks. I wish I pre-downloaded movies and TV shows to watch on like a hard drive. I've heard of these tips, and I think I did them minimally. I did a few shows, a few snacks, but I wish I brought more because obviously when you're traveling, you're busy, that's not too big of a deal. But when you're on the ship and taking classes, obviously you're going to be spending time with people, doing events and going to class and studying, but you're still going to have downtime, and you're going to just want to sit down and watch a movie, watch a show, eat some snacks, and just have your me time. I'm an introvert. I had the extra time. I wanted just that time also for myself to unwind and recharge. So just download a lot of stuff that you love watching and you'd watch again, or stuff you want to watch in the future. Just take time to really do that. I think that future you would thank you for that. Another thing I learned quickly, and I think most people learned pretty quickly in the first country that we went to, was Japan. Their travel style, and they made their first mistakes with traveling with semester at sea and fixed those. And for me, I learned to not travel in a big group independently. Yes, if you go on a semester at sea like trip that they put together, and that's going to be a bunch of people from semester at sea and it's all organized by semester at sea, you just pay money and show up. That's one thing and that's fine. But when you independently organize travel with a big group of people, it just gets messy. Different people want to do different things. If one person needs to stop to do something, the whole group has to wait on them. There's going to be a bigger possibility of there being conflict, and it gets complicated, and maybe some drama will happen or whatever. But I just kind of learned a sweet spot of traveling between like maybe 2 to like 5 people. I was traveling like higher up of like 10 plus people, and we were in Japan for like 5 days. And as the days went on, my group got smaller and smaller and smaller, and people just broke off into mini groups because you're not going to be evenly as invested and close with hanging out with each person in that group. You're going to be closer or closest with like 1 or 2 people, and you're going to kind of cling to them, which is normal, you know. And so I recommend that. And don't let, if you're in a big group or even a small group, if you really want to see something or don't want to see something, don't let other people dictate what you do and don't see. Because with Japan, there's a lot of things that I wish I saw and I didn't, because I'm a chill person, and when it comes to traveling, I sometimes plan, sometimes don't. I really go with the flow, which is good to a level, but it was a bit too much for Japan because I really let other people decide where to go. And I loved a lot of the places I did go. It wasn't horrible, but I missed out on things I would have wanted to go. So that brings me to another thing, which is wishing that I did more research even ahead of time before semester at sea, because I had more access to Wi-Fi. On semester at sea, a lot of people use their email accounts to message friends back home, family back home, to research for them, because we had such limited internet access. We really had like Wikipedia, so you don't, you don't get to know everything that you can do. And I found out about like all these different cute, like, not cat cafes, because none of those are a thing in the US, but like a dog cafe, or like a bunny cafe, rabbit cafe, or just they have a cafe for like every kind of animal. I would have loved to go on a whole like cafe spree of different animals. There's a robot show. I didn't go to this like famous robot show where it's crazy colors and just really cool. And I remember actually wanting to go to that when I was in Japan, but again, I didn't dictate enough and stand up for myself enough, and I just kind of let other people choose for me. And so definitely want to go back to Japan to really do the things that I didn't get to do that time. So that is another regret or thing that I would do differently this time around. But I also know that the first country you go to, you're gonna make mistakes and learn from those travel mistakes for the next country. But that's just ahead of time, maybe something of use to you to know. You'll also learn who not to travel with specifically, because I learned like 1 or 2 people that I did not want to travel with because they were very set in their way. They were very go, 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 go. Once you get to a destination, you're there for 5 to 20 minutes and then next one. And you're spending so much time in the transport, in the metro. I would have preferred to do less things and spend more time in each thing and really enjoy it. But this person was like, I got to go to this location, this location, this location, and they sacrificed time at each location to hit every location on their list. And that's just not what I preferred. But that's what I ended up doing, because I learned who to travel with, who not to travel with, and again, was just not sticking up enough for myself with what I wanted to do. So that's another thing I would do differently. Also, another thing I learned, a lot of things I learned in Japan. First country, and I just learned a bunch. Basically, I had these pair of like combat boots that I really liked, and we went to Japan when it was late January, early February, and so it was like, you know, winter, and so it was cold, and I wore these combat boots that had never given me issues before in my life. Super comfortable, I'd wear them all day, no problem. And so to save space, because you're really on the go and you want to be able to just easily carry all your belongings on your back, and so I basically just brought 1 pair of shoes on me, and it was those combat boots, and then like flip-flops to wear in like the shower and like the hotels, hostels, whatever. I learned quickly that that's not a good idea. Bring and wear, even if it's the only shoe you wear and you sacrifice being cute, like your most comfortable athletic like sneakers, tennis shoes, whatever you call it, because my feet were in so much pain. Like, I don't remember if it was like day 1 or 2, but it was like I traveled the entire time. Like, I got off in one city in Japan, and then the ship actually moved from like northern Japan to southern Japan, and you could either get back on and move with the ship, or you could just travel down, because Japan's not a giant country, travel down and then meet the ship at the second location, then go off. And that's what I did with my group, which is fine, I don't regret that. But the shoes, I was in so much pain, literally. There was a time I remember during that trip, in both like my accommodation, like the hostel, and then in the metro, I was holding on to the railing, and like sidestepping down because my feet were in so much pain. I honestly thought I was gonna have to go to like the Japanese like doctor, to the foot doctor, because I was honestly so scared. And imagine you're in a big group of people and everyone's like, go, 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 go. We're in Japan, we're so excited. We've been on a ship for 2 weeks getting here across the Pacific, and it just sucked. That really, really did put a damper in my time in Japan. And you know, even when you get to your destination or your whatever you're seeing in Japan, you're usually standing and walking within that. So like I remember when we were in the metro sitting, or like we went to a tea ceremony, like a traditional Japanese tea ceremony, I finally got to sit down during the day for more than an hour, and I was so happy. My feet were aching with like that good pain. It was so bad. So I did not do that for the rest of the trip. Just don't, just even if you think they're comfortable in like a everyday kind of back home life, like you don't realize how much when you're on semester at sea, or even just backpacking, when traveling in general, you really are on your feet. Even like, because I was with people that were like go, 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 I remember for lunch stood and ate really, really quickly for like 10-20 minutes and went on. So I couldn't even get a break at lunch for my feet. It was so bad. So just be really confident with the shoes that you bring. You're not going to care about whether they're cute or whatever when you're in pain. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was you probably will want to, you know, remember what your experience was on semester at sea. You're going to want to take pictures, you're going to want to take videos and document it, and that's great and all. And of course you're going to really want to document what it's like being in country, but I wish I had documented, taken more videos and photos of life on ship, because really when I think about semester at sea, I think about the ship life, I think about my friends, I think about the activities I did on the ship, and just the ship, how it looks like as a whole. And so I just really wish I had more footage of life on the ship, because you really, when you're on semester at sea, you think kind of like that's the boring part, and you're really excited to just travel in country and of course take videos of being in country because you're doing all these amazing things. But I just wish I had more videos, more photos of me and my friends, me being on the ship, even like a video, just an overview of like my cabin. Just those are things that I really do miss, because like, you know, I was living the ship life and I wish I had more footage to look back on. So that's kind of the last thing that I wanted to talk about, with what I wish I did differently, and what I would do differently if I were to do it again, which, unless I went as a lifelong learner or as like a staff member, I don't know how I would, because I just finished my graduate degree, so, which you never know. But yeah, so that's kind of my advice and tips, and yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.